G'day footy fans and welcome back to the channel. Today I am diving into my AFL ladder predictor from round 6 all the way through to the 2026 AFL Premiership. I will be breaking down how each team shapes up, who rises, who slides, and which clubs peak at the right time when September rolls around. This is all about form, fixture, momentum, and a bit of footy instincts. So strap in and let's predict how the rest of the 2026 AFL season unfolds from round 6. Currently, if we look at the current ladder after round 5, which was concluded from gather round, we've got the Swannies on top, followed by Fremantle, Hawks, and the Doggies to round out the top 4. All teams on 16 points or 4 wins respectively. And then we've got the Suns and the Lions to round out 5th and 6th respectively. And in the wildcard position, we've got North 7th and Geelong, the D's and the Power. So that's 12 points or 3 wins for the North, to Port Adelaide 2 wins. Then you got from 11 onwards, the Crows, Giants with 2 wins. And all the way to the bottom of Richmond, who are winners. Okay, let's crack into round 6. The first game. Oh, what a game. Carlton versus Collingwood. I'm going to tip the Maggies. I say, Geelong at home. Swans should win the Battle of the Bridge. I tip the Suns to beat the Bombers easily. The Hawks should beat the Power. I'll say the Crows, just. I'll say North Melbourne. The Lions over the D's. And the last game, the Western Derby. I tip Freo. Okay, that concludes round 6. Now we're in round 7. Sydney and Freo still top 2. Oh, Thursday night, Doggies and Swannies. It's at Marble. Say the Doggies. Playing Melbourne. Richmond will still be winless after round 7. Hawks, in Tasmania against Gold Coast. Anzac Day, Collingwood should beat the Bombers. Geelong should beat Power LA Label. I say Fremantle, at Optus. Saints and West Coast, close game. Say Saints. The Lions should beat the Crows. That and one more game. This will be a hard one. 50-50. Giants should get some players back by then. So the Giants. So that's 7 games played now each side. For this round. Say Hawthorn. Marble. Bulldogs will want revenge when Fremantle beat them in the last game of the home away season last year. For Fremantle still the last 8 spot. Showdown. Crows. Lions should beat the Bombers. West Coast at home against Richmond. Geelong. This will be a close one. I say the Saints. The Swannies should beat these at home. That'll be a good game. Suns. Next round. For Thursday night, the Dockers are versus Hawks. Say Freo, the Lions, the Doggies. Say Swannies against the Kangaroos. Giants should beat Essendon. Gold Coast should beat the Saints. Geelong at MCG against Collingwood. That'll be a good game. I'm going to say Melbourne against West Coast. Crows, I'll say, Crows against Richmond in Melbourne. So these teams played 9 and the top 4 are Swannies, Freo, the Lions and the Hawks. And then you got the Doggies and the Cats in the top 6. All right, next round. That'll be a good game. The Lions against Geelong. Swannies against Collingwood. Gold Coast should beat the Power. So the Crows at home against North. But that'll be a close game, I reckon. Hawks should beat the D's. The Doggies against the Blues. Freo against the Bombers. Say Saints. Take a punt, West Coast at home. They've got some good youngsters, West Coast. They're inconsistent and they'll play some games that they'll win and some games that they'll lose. All right, new round. Tassie in Tasmania. Hawks, they'll go up against Crows. Richmond against Essendon. 50-50. Say Richmond get the first win. Freo should beat the Saints. North and Gold Coast at Marble. I'm going to say North Melbourne. Geelong should beat the Cats. The Swannies. Collingwood, yes. That'll be a close game. Rosie might be... What? I don't know, Rosie. Say Carlton. They're competitive against Adelaide and gather around. I'll say the Lions and the Doggies over the D's. So each team has played 11 games now. New round, 28th of May. Hawks against Saints, I'll tip. All the Hawks. I'll tip Geelong. Tip Sydney. I tip the Lions. They beat Free at home. Doggies and Collingwood. Yeah, Doggies. That's in Northern Territory. Melbourne and GWS Giants. It's 50-50. Say the D's. Optus, West Coast and Essendon. I'm going to tip West Coast. And they've got 4 teams of the wire. Crows, Suns, Kangas and the Power. Alright, next. Now we look at round 13. Thursday night, Crows and Geelong. I'm going to tip Geelong. Hawks against the Doggies. That'll be an interesting game. Hands over, that's in WA. Fremantle don't have to travel that far. Ooh, say Gold Coast. The Q clash Derby. Oh, that's been an interesting game. West Coast beat Port Adelaide over this year. Say West Coast. Sydney, yep, over Saints. Plus half. Say Carlton. Say Collingwood on King's birthday, and there's 2 teams to the wire. Giants and Tigers. Now we look at round 14. The Doggies. Geelong. Don't really lose much at GMHBA Stadium. This is interesting. I'll take a punt. The Bombers. North Melbourne against West Coast. Even though it's at Optus Stadium. Should I change? No, I'm going to say West Coast. West Coast. Swans against the Power. The Lions against the Tigers. Saints and Giants at Marble. Say Saints. 4 teams to the wire. Collingwood, Blues, Hawks and Freo. Now, this should be round 15. Freo, yep, at Optus against Geelong. That'll be a good game. Say Gold Coast. Say the Crows. Giants. Collingwood. This will be an interesting game. Say North. Doggies. 4 teams to the wire. Lions, Bombers, Swannies and Eels. That's the ladder after round 15. And these are the round 16 games. But let's look at the ladder after round 15. You got the Doggies with 12 wins, the Swannies with 11, plus Freo, Brisbane, Hawthorn and Geelong. Wow, look at that. There's a big difference. We're in the top 6. 1 win separates from top to 5th. Top to 6. And then you got 7th in Gold Coast and Crows 8th. Collingwood 9th. West Coast 10th in the last wildcard position. Okay, that is very interesting. Now let's continue this week's ladder predictor. Round 16, here we go. The Lions at home. Carlton, Collingwood, Hawks, the Kangas. So the Crows win 2 showdowns this year. That'd be nice. I'll say 50-50. Give this one to the Power. Fremantle should beat Gold Coast at home. And 4 teams with the bye at round 16 are the Doggies, the Cats, the Saints, and the D's. Alright, round 17, here we go. Say St Kilda, Geelong at home. Gold Coast. Interesting. Giants. Hawks. Carlton, the Swannies. That'll be an interesting game. Say the Power. Crows in a close one. Next round. Round 18. The Lions will select. Hawthorn. The Baggies. I'm going to take one. North Melbourne. Change my mind. The Cats. The D's. The Saints, the Doggies, the Crows at home, just say Fremantle. Alright, let's go round 19. Collingwood, Giants, Geelong, Gold Coast at home, the Roos, Hawks, the Swannies, the Dockers, the Lions. Alright, round 20. The Lions, so the Suns, the Swannies, Hawks, North, Geelong, the Doggies, so the Crows. Fremantle should win this second Western Derby. Before we start looking at round 21 games, let's look at the ladder after round 20. Hawks in top 16 wins. And Freo, the Lions, Geelong round out the top 4 with 15 wins respectively. Sydney and the Doggies in 5th and 6th spot respectively. And the wildcard spots, you got the Suns, the Crows, Kangaroos, and Collingwood. And you got outside the top 10, you got Saints, Giants, the D's, the Eagles, Carlton, Power, Essendon, and Richmond to round out in last spot with 1 win. All right, let's continue this week's game. For round 21, I'll select the Lions, Geelong, Crows, Suns, Hawks, Richmond, Saints and Saints, Giants, and the Dockers at home. Okay, round 22. Here we go. The Lions at home, Geelong. That'll be a close game. Say Giants, Freo, Saints. I'll tip Swannies, the Doggies, the Crows against Richmond. Say Collingwood against West Coast. Next round, the Lions to win the Q Crash derby against the Suns, Swannies, Giants, Hawthorn, Geelong, Saints, the Doggies, the Power at home, Freo against the Crows. Next round, it is the last round, round 24. Let's have a quick look at the ladder after round 23. Fremantle top spot and the Lions, Hawks and Geelong all on 18 wins. Then around out the other remaining 2 spots in top 6. The Swannies with 16 wins and the Doggies also 16. Then from 7th to 10th, you got the Suns, the Crows, the Saints and the Kangas. And you got outside the top 10, Collingwood, Giants, Melbourne, Eagles, Power, Carlton, Essendon and Richmond. I've got Essendon and Richmond on 2 wins respectively. Okay, let's look at the last round of season 2026. Lions over Collingwood. Say Freo. Essendon over the Power. Geelong. The Doggies. It's been an interesting game. Say the Saints. Swannies against North. Crows against Giants. The Hawks against West Coast Eagles. Okay, after the round 24 regular season games, this is my ladder predictor. We got how many teams on 19 wins? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 4 teams on 19 wins, 4 losses. Freo, the Lions, Hawthorn and Geelong. Therefore, percentage is going to play a key important part. And who knows from now, round 6 to the end of the season, what team's percentage will be at the end of the season. And that'll be huge. And then 5th spot and 6th spot respectively, we got both the Swans and the Doggies on 17 wins and 6 losses. Then from 7th to 10th spot in the wildcard round, we got Gold Coast, 13 wins and 10 losses. LA Coast, 8th spot, 13 wins and 10 losses. St Kilda, 9th spot, 12 wins and 11 losses. And the Kangas to make the 10th wildcard spot with 10 wins and 13 losses. And teams that miss out the finals are, well, depending, because let's look at this. From North Melbourne, 10, 11, 12, they've all got 10 wins. Therefore, percentage is going to dictate out of North, Collingwood and the Giants to make that last wildcard spot, number 10. And after GWS Giants, I should say, in fairness, I've got Melbourne and West Coast on 7 wins respectively. And then 15th and 16th got Port and Carlton on 5 wins respectively and 18 losses, I should say. And then you got Essendon second last with 3 wins and Tigers to finish bottom with only 2 wins. Now let's go to the final series. All right, let's look into the finals. We start off with the wildcard round. Say Gold Coast beat the Kangas, the Crows beat the Saints. They advance to the final series, the last remaining 8 sides. Fremantle versus Geelong, 1st versus 4th, say Freo. And the Lions versus Hawks, 2nd versus 3rd, say the Lions. I'm going to tip the Swans to beat the Crows. Crows are out. And Doggies just beat the Suns, so the Suns are out. Now let's head into the next following rounds. Geelong versus Sydney, in Melbourne, say Geelong. Hawks Dogs will be an awesome game, say the Hawks. So our preliminary finals consist of Freo Hawks, Brisbane and Geelong. Fremantle versus Hawthorn Optus Stadium, say Fremantle at home to advance to the GF. The Lions versus Geelong at the Gabba. There'll be no games at Victoria in the preliminary final. Or Fremantle versus Brisbane Lion Grand Final. Who's going to win that last day in September on the Saturday? I'm going to say Brisbane Lions three-peat to beat Fremantle in the Grand Final. By 2026, AFL Premiership winners or winner is the Brisbane Lions, who are going to go three-peat. So that's it. From round 6 to the final sign on Grand Final day, after weighing up consistency, big game performance and finals pressure, I've got the Lions going all the way and winning the 2026 AFL Premiership, and that's a three-peat. That would be massive for the Lions to win 3 in a row. They have got the list, they've got the system, and when it mattered most, they stand tallest. Let me know in the comments where you reckon if I have nailed it or completely got it wrong. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own ladder predictions. See you in the next one.